Alright guys, discussing some new vocabulary and how we look at this in Sketchpad. Please listen and go over this list of terms. You will be tested on it. We've already discussed all these first couple, the perpendicular bisectors all the way down through the circumcenter and where the circumcenter is for each of those triangles. We've already discussed that, okay? So that shouldn't have to be reviewed right here. Now we're going to talk about a couple new segments of triangles. The medians of the triangle. The medians of a triangle are the segments drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. They meet at a point called the centroid. So we will illustrate that right now in Sketchpad. I draw any triangle, ABC. I find its midpoints, D, E, F, respectively. I draw the segment from the vertex to the midpoint. They are what we call the medians, okay? The medians converge at this point, at this one point, which will always be inside of the triangle. That is called the centroid. The centroid. The centroid is the center of balance of the triangle. So I could literally balance this triangle on the tip of a needle at this point F. That's the centroid. Okay. Our medians are AD, BE, and CF. Again, medians are those segments as listed here. They're drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. The point where they meet is the centroid. Then there's a theorem 5.8 that says the medians of a triangle are concurrent at a point that is 2/3 the distance from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. So I got this ratio. This ratio is consistent regardless of whether this is a right triangle, an acute triangle, an obtuse triangle. It doesn't really matter, okay? But what it's saying is measure from the vertex to the centroid, and then measure from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. That's the entire median, okay? And that ratio will always be 2/3. So, you know, from the vertex to the centroid, AF, versus the entire median, AD, is a ratio of 2/3. From the vertex to the centroid, BF over the entire segment BE is in a ratio of 2/3, as well as for the last from vertex C to centroid F versus the entire median. That ratio is also 2/3. Okay.